Okay, so I decided recently to just start trying reading some of the comic books I have. This is actually one I got pretty recently though, so decided to just talk about it. So this is Gwenpool Omnibus. So let's see. Yeah, I got this because I saw it on sale, and I thought she looked like an interesting character. And this is also more recent because I thought maybe I actually would figure trying to read something more recent instead of just having more close ones. But let's see the wraparound. So what is this collectible? Hopefully that's why I really should. I guess I can go here. I still haven't figured out the best way, but you can see it's got Unbelievable Gwenpool 1-25, Rocket Raccoon and Groot 8-10, Champions 2016 number 5, Edge of Venomverse number 2, West Coast Avengers 1-10, Superheroes Spider-Man 7-8, Gwenpool Strikes Back 1-5, and then material from Howard the Duck, which is 1-3, Gwen Social number 1. Yeah. So yeah. So what are my thoughts on it? Well, I think Gwenpool as a character is interesting. So obviously, I'll show. You can even see it, but you can see it's about one. I like the color here. How it's pink. So I'm not one of those guys who thinks it's pink. It's not manly enough now. But you can see, my opinion, the highlight of this. God damn, you can't really see because of the glare, but I apologize. I would say the Gurihiro art. So Gurihiro is a Japanese duo of artists. And yeah, so they didn't draw all of the issues, but I do think that you can see these by then. I think their style works. You can see that's a different one. I don't think that looks as good. See if I can actually find a picture of their. See, that's the West Coast Avengers. There you go. You can see. This is actually the evil Gwenpool. I should say there's a spoiler warning here, but and there's so she gets some of her own cast, but you can see I think Gurihiro, their art is the best. It works best with the style. It's got the anime style, which kind of Gwenpool. She kind of looks like an anime style character, anyways. But she's basically a mix of, well, not in terms of story, but in terms of design of Gwenpool. I mean, she is Gwenpool. It's a mix of. There we go. That's what she looks. Gwen Stacy and Deadpool, which is pretty obvious. Gwenpool. Although I think they gave her a unique design. I don't know if it's because they didn't own the Spider-Man and X-Men film rights at the time, or if it's just it's something they would have done anyways. They just wanted to be unique and not derivative of them. But she does have a lot of similarities with Deadpool in that she's fourth wall breaking. That there's a lot of meta commentary. In terms of one of the plot themes, for example, is her trying to increase sales and become popular enough so that she doesn't have to worry about a series being canceled and just becoming a footnote. So it's on and it's you kind of meta commentary in terms of the business itself. But I do like the solo. Oh, that's Ronnie. That's another character that debuted as one of her, basically, I wouldn't say fashion designer. For some reason, the word is escaping me. Basically, so fabric. I don't know why the word's escaping me, but basically, she's the one who creates the outfits. You see this Doctor Strange. So they do have some characters from the main Marvel universe. There's obviously Spider-Man, because you have to have Spider-Man boost sales. There's Doctor Strange right here. And one issue shows the Fantastic Four at the end, but actually a lot of them. So it starts off basically. Oh, there's Miss Marvel right there. But with her solo series and her basically getting used to the Marvel universe, trying to become an assassin, being forced to work for MODOK, until eventually she goes on her own and tries to adjust. So she a lot of times she struggles trying to figure out whether she should be an anti-hero, a villain, a superhero. She's kind of, I guess you can also talk about the idea maybe, I don't know if disassociation is the right word, but kind of detachment from reality. Because since she just views it as a comic world and things aren't real, she kind of is a bit liberal with killing or with what happens to people. She's kind of, I guess you could say, sociopathic. But eventually, obviously, as she gets to be there a bit longer, even if it's not real, technically, she realizes it's become her reality, so she tries to get more attached with her. What the hell? There go this Red Skull and Hitler, of course. Of course, the guy. And obviously, it talks about different comic tropes. So I did like her solo series, but it got canceled, presumably due to low sales. So then they put her in the West Coast Avengers, and the West Coast Avengers, she's in it. She's one of the members, but it's not really about her. It's more about Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. The second Hawkeye, I'm pretty sure. Maybe there's another Hawkeye between Clinton Barton and her, but that's mainly who it's about. And the West Coast Avengers is alright. Like, I do think Kate Bishop's a good character. But some of the other people I don't really care for, like X-Men, Fuse, I didn't really care about them as much. In Gwenpool, she really takes a backseat, and she also doesn't have her fourth wall breaking powers, like panel crossing that she does there, obviously because they didn't want her to be too overpowered, but it kind of takes away one of her unique traits. And so I do think that it's okay. Obviously, for completionist sake, I think it was good that they added it, but you can see this is her. This is when she, and so then once that was back, she got not once the West Coast Avengers got canceled. It also has like some other series like the Superior Spider-Man, which is basically Doc Ock Spider-Man, which I didn't even know that such a thing existed after, because I thought he got canceled. Now he got canceled. I thought that once Peter Parker took over the body again, I didn't realize he was Superior Spider-Man simultaneously with Peter Parker also being Spider-Man. You can see this is just her like talking about how she needs to sell comics. And then obviously she gets Deadpool because she thinks Deadpool is going to help her find out how to become popular. And yeah, so this is basically the miniseries. It's basically about her trying to find a way to continue to exist in the Marvel Universe and not just become a footnote in history. And eventually she finds a way. I don't know if I should spoil it, but she eventually figures out how to do it. But yeah, it's also got some other stuff, like I said, it has the champions and stuff, which is basically, she's not the main focus of those either, but for completion they put it in. But really, I think the Unbelievable Gwenpool run is, with Goody Heroes art, is the best part. Especially, I like the, what was it? Not Doom Sees You. This part, when it actually gets, obviously it's a bit more further into her series, because they wanted to get sales first before, they didn't want to just, they want action, I guess, but there's a few issues where it actually goes more into her life and like her motivations. Like, she's a NEET. She doesn't have a job or anything. She kind of feels like a lack of meaning in her life. You can see here she gets a job working at a movie theater, and you can see why her motivations are. I like this picture. If you can see her fake smile, customer service smile. And then that's where she discovers her fourth wall breaking powers. Because, yeah. She basically, so she goes in the Marvel Universe because she doesn't find a sense of purpose in her own life, and I guess that's part of the meta commentary. But I also really like the design of the evil Gwenpool, which she doesn't really show up in that many issues, but it's a cool design. Of course, Gwenpool's design herself is iconic. You see, it's kind of a trope though, because of a woman not having pants or whatever, but they kind of lampshade or mock it a bit. But there's other like stuff making fun of comic tropes as well. And so yeah, so is this my favorite omnibus? No, I wouldn't say that, but it is a good omnibus. I just really wish her solo series had gone on longer, because like I said, the West Coast Avengers is okay, but really, it was her solo series that I found the most interesting. Especially, actually, I should have said what the name of this arc was that I was just talking about. Yeah, that's her brother. That's another one of the cast. It's also Cecil. So she does have her, and then there's Batroc the Leper. Is it Leaper or Leper? But he's a Captain America villain, but he's also shows up. So she does get her own supporting cast, but I don't know. I think the best is probably Terrible Eye, because she's got a good design. But yeah, go Beyond the Fourth Wall. That's, I think, probably the best arc on this. Just Howard the Duck, obviously, Miles Morales, and other stuff. So you can see this is all the new, all different. So this guy, not the Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye that most people will be familiar with, but oh well. But yeah, so it's a good. There you go. See, that's Terrible Eye. I'm pretty sure. I might have said Terrific Eye, but it's Terrible Eye. The Sarah, I think, is her real name. I think she's cool. This is Arcade. I remember I have the Super Nintendo game Arcade's Revenge, but on the spine it says Acrade's Revenge. Okay, but yeah, so it's a good omnibus. I think it's good if you're already aware at least of some tropes and some storylines of Marvel. If you come in just brand new, it's a lot of the meta stuff and the humor and fourth wall breaking is going to be a bit lost. It's probably some of it was even lost on me because I'm not the biggest expert, but it was pretty good. Like I mentioned though, I wish her own solo series went on longer because some of the other stuff it's not really about her. Not that it's bad, but I don't think it's as endearing. But also, I wish Goody Hero did more of the art because there's a fair number of issues that they don't do the art. I assume because they of time restraints, and also in the West Coast Avengers they weren't really the artists in the first place. Because look at like this Goody Hero, I think their art works best for Gwenpool. But yeah, I guess that's it. Till next time.